Hello, wonderful people. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Diana and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, karibu sana, and if you're a resident, welcome back. So today, I'm excited. I have a guest for the first time. Do you introduce?
Those are your drum rolls.
Uh-huh.
Hi guys, I'm Ted or Teddy. I'm Diana's fiance and it's nice to be here.
So if you see him, we are talking about some relationship topics. We are not relationship experts. Our relationship is not perfect. We are not coming here to tell you what to do and what not to do. We are just to lecture. Yeah, we are just discussing what works for us, and then we are going to learn together and of course unlearn together.
Right.
So let's naongelea.
So kuna topics, subtopics more babu chini.
Uh-huh.
But I'd like us to first look at foundation of a relationship.
Yeah. So since I think that's a good.
Sasa nyinyi mkipaka makeup mnakuwa na foundation.
I think that's a good place to start.
Yes.
Since we are just starting this relationship segment, I think it's a good idea to get on foundations. So what do you think foundation relationship in a mean? What is foundations in relationship?
Right. Well, for me, you know I'm an analogy person.
If you see a tree, it needs water. If you see a leaf.
No, but it's true. Even for the greatest buildings on earth, lazima foundation yako is strong.
Yeah.
It has to be really strong for it to be able to sustain the pillars and the rest of the house. So a foundation for me is the base ambayo you set your relationship on. It's like the anchor to your relationship. So a foundation is very key. It's the first step to a relationship, and it's what defines how you're going to solve your issues, how you're going to make decisions, and how you're going to basically live together.
Yeah. So what do you think? I think we have 3 solid foundations in our relationship.
Don't say I think. We have.
No, we have. It's because kuna a lot of things. You see, like
the word think. The word think. It's like
okay.
You're guessing.
I know we have 3 solid.
That's your confidence.
But I know we have 3 solid.
Babe.
I know we have 3 solid. I'm going to edit this. I know we have 3 solid foundations.
Right.
I think God is our biggest foundation.
Yes,
I know God is our biggest foundation. And then most definitely our friendship.
Right. And communication.
So
those 3.
Those 3. And there's a lot. There's respect, which I think also just comes naturally in friendship. And so tuanze na God, how important it is for us. First of all, it was very important for me, and I think I brought this up wa kwanza. I'm the one who discussed that this is a very laughing that this is a very important
because you're trying to remember. So
I'm
be
trying
me
to
as well.
No, it's not you. But anyway, I know God is very solid in our relationship, and I know I made it very clear from day one that for me, number 1 ni Mungu kwanza. So if we are not in the same page, spiritually at least, it cannot work. But also I think that is something that needs to be communicated. Kuna vitu zingine, like I had to communicate that and you understood and we're on the same page. Kuna vitu zingine you cannot communicate. Like I can't tell you, in this relationship we have to be friends. That comes naturally. So I feel like for different things, kuna zenye unafaa useme, for me, this and this has to work. Then zingine you cannot force. They just come. And how do you think God has been important in our relationship?
He's been very important because he's been like the anchor. He's been the anchor to this relationship. He's been the anchor to this relationship. It's been solid because one, anytime we have decisions to make, we involve him. Kuna time tumepelekana juu ya issue moja ama mbili ama tatu, we just fall back to him and
do you pray when we fight?
I always do.
You pray? That's nice.
Of course I do. You cannot do this alone.
Yeah, that's true.
So God is important because that's always been the fallback plan. And ile nikakaa hivi, nilikuwa nafikiria hivi, lakini imekuwa ni kunoma. What do? I fall back to God and I look at how I can be able to move around and navigate through that issue. And of course, it's been helpful. It's evident.
Yeah, it's been very helpful. I can say God has been our number one. I don't know. We've seen God's hand in our relationship from day one, and it has been. I would tell anyone, people have different relationships are very different,
Right.
but if you have God at the center of it, a lot of things will come your way. Lazima mtakosana, blah blah blah. But imagine with God, things will just be okay.
You know, someone I know once told me, if you're in a relationship, naina misukosuko, yani there are no issues therein, then it means you're lying to each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because
That's
even
true.
animals clash.
Yeah.
Hazitakula tu nyasi pamoja na zifurahie. Lazima zitasukumana.
Yeah.
So kwa hiyo kuvurugana kidogo, that's how you discover how to, you know, which button to press, which button not to press. Also.
Yeah. It also, of course, hiyo kuvurugana ama whatever kidogo, pia inafaa ifanywe in a good way. Si ati watu wanapigana kwa tunavunja masahani just because it's healthy kukosana.
Yeah.
No, in a very...
No, when you say kukosana, haimaanishi
fighting.
Hamtapatana. Yeah. Na kukosana ina kukinzana tu kimawazo.
Yeah. Sawa Mswahili.
Umenielewa? Sijui wala nipata.
Kufahamu.
Chambilecho. So inakuwa ni kutofautiana kimawazo. Maybe una opinion fulani, or you have a certain view about certain issues in life and have a different view. So uko ndo kukosana.
Yeah.
Uko kukosana ndo kupata solution nzuri, you have to go back to the foundation.
Yeah.
What is your foundation? You pray about it, ask God to guide you through that. And of course now happen you. That's why you get your footing from house.
And before tumalizane na hii story ya God, we have to plug the Bible app.
Right.
So we use there's this app called the Bible app that we've used since day one. I think tulianza kutumia hata before we started.
And it's available on Android and iOS.
Yes.
Google Play.
So there kuna kuanga na vitu zinaitwa plans. So we normally choose plans. We do plans together. So we normally choose especially relationship plans. So kama right now we are doing a plan about what's the plan about?
How can you forget?
I think it's about marriage.
Check.
Ati how can you forget na wewe mwenyewe ujue?
Amesahau plan tunafanya. As she's checking, I'd like to point out that these plans are very, very important.
They are.
Because there's a bit where you start by going through the scripture. Once you go through the scripture, it gives you a life example. Real life examples, of course, reflect upon us things that we should be actually putting into practice in our lives. And then now there's a bit where you need to share what you've learned. Now that's the discussion bit. And I think this has been so fruitful because at times I'm away, at times she's away, but we're able to even find each other through those the discussions.
Yeah.
So I think hiyo ni kitu ya maana sana, and we'd like
so
you guys
helpful.
to go check out the Bible app, and we'll help you navigate through it. Perhaps hapo kwa description.
Yeah. We
No,
can
kwa
leave a
comment
link or
section.
something.
Yeah, kwa comment section we'll leave a link for the Bible app so that you guys can be able to download it.
It's been very helpful, and it's
Right.
a very nice tool to just start kama mnaanza. So the plan that we are doing right now is called Our Secrets to Love, Marriage and Family.
That's
So yeah, it just teaches a lot of things: how to love, how to be in a stream marriage, and how to start a family. Yani all those based in Christianity. So yeah, that's a
Right.
good plug. Friendship. I think I always knew that it's very important to be friends with the person that you're in a relationship with, because unaisikia kila mahali, for it to work you have to be friends with this person, but I never saw it like the way I see it right now. Like in this relationship now, I understand how friendship is very, very, very important, because it's very like you're just yourself, you're very comfortable, and there's nothing as beautiful as that.
Right.
So, you know, and
Yeah, because with friendship, and it comes with ease, you also don't have to force it. It's just like naturally.
yeah.
Ni ubeste yani.
Yeah.
Ka wesi mtungu ya za hakuna.
Haiwezi tu kama haiwezi. That's what I'm saying. This is not something that can really be communicated. Hii ni kitu tu inakuja naturally. Because you remember the first time ambaye tulimeet, like venye tuliongea almost 3 hours, 4 hours. Just I can't even remember. Like
I was
just
having my secret drink.
I told him to serve me that jinga kaka. Namuuliza unakunywa nini? Hataki kuniambia. But anyway, yeah, so I remember after that we just became friends and I feel like you were focused on creating that friendship bond first before you go into the next ulikuwa na nini zako tactics zako you were
they're my stages
yeah, so I think you really focused on building our friendship. But why do you think that was so important for you?
It was important because one, I mean, mimi sipendi mtu mwenye amejam
kama nabo
inaitwa kushukisha lazima tu iko na mka unasikia fiti ukiongea na mtu shukisha, yani nikaona unaleta mood chini. Yaani usiniribie.
Okay.
Exactly. So one, whenever you're with a friend anakuelewa when you're down. They know the buttons to press. And of course they know when this person just needs their own time. Like a friend just basically knows you. So for me that was important, and that was very key to cement that foundation for us. So ndo nikasema udem lazima mwanze tuko mabeste kwanza. Kama best
uone kama inaweza.
Nionekane inaweza. You pia tusipokuwa mabeste sasa tutakuwa tunadu.
And also you got
biashara about relationship.
No ujinga. And also you can be vulnerable, but you know it's and I think vulnerability is also quite important because you know that this person is my friend. And you know sometimes you and I we are going through something and we tell each other, let's forget that we're in a relationship, let's talk as friends. And I think that's important because you're able to open up to someone and not feel judged and just be yourself. And advise each other like you would advise your friend. Kuambia tu mtu bedhi hapo unafanya ujinga. And
alafu unajua pia mabeste will come through. Unaweza kuwa umesota. Na kwa umesota yako yote lakini beste yako tu utakumbuka. Unampigia na manze. Hapa nakubaya. Na ana come through.
A friend in need.
Is a friend indeed.
Exactly.
Hako wajinga kusema.
So we said and communication. Oof.
Wow.
This is a big one.
That's a big one. It's a big kahuna. So for communication, both of us are in the business of communication. Communication is our business. And pretty much it's a two-way thing. There is a sender, there is a receiver. Now that's just the basic model of communication. And
msomi wangu washaanza.
Yeah. So we are both journalism graduates. We did journalism in undergraduate level, and it's been okay. And journalism is entirely about communication. So for us, we have that foundation. What communication does, the hazards, the good and the bad. But now coming down to the relationship, it's been so easy to communicate with her. Especially given the fact that she's my friend. She's my best friend, and it's so easy to tell her, even when I'm mad, to tell her that I think you should have done this, or you should have, we should have viewed this other way, and perhaps even handle this matter differently. Because I am able to communicate without even feeling like words zinakata kutoka. Sije kama ni kila mtu ama ni mimi peke yangu. Sasa sijui si utajiseme. Wewe words pia na kuongelea kutoka.
I guess. I mean, who do you think is the best communicator between you and I?
Tuko 50-50 hapo. Tuna balance.
Yeah, I think we actually balancing.
Wewe unataka kusema ni wewe?
No, I feel like ni wewe actually, but I think tuna balance.
It's a balance.
I think it's a balance because sometimes I feel like some things I can't tell you, but hata wewe unaweza I will eventually tell you, but at some point I'm just like and then you realize that there's something I need to say, and then you press me and I say it. And I think it's also vice versa.
And with communication, it's not just verbal, there's non-verbal. The non-verbal bit of it is very important.
Actually,
gentlemen, very important. Soma tu
Wapatie tips.
Ukiona kavyombo kamerushwa kwa sink naka extra strength ni kunoma.
It's an extra strength.
Lazima
unafanya watu wafikiria dramatic.
Hapana.
Yeah.
Sio kweli.
So I think communication is very important. For me, communication is actually like key. And I like that we communicate a lot. We tell each other how we feel, that this is not right, this is right, this is like, I think sometimes we even communicate too much, but there's nothing like too much. You always say that. So we communicate enough. And with that, and with communication also has to, kunafaa kuwa na a lot of respect, because kuna venye pia unafaa kuongea na mtu. There's a way you should talk to someone, there's a way you should, hata kama umekasirika, I think hata kama we are mad, we try so hard to communicate, and also in a very respectful manner, because we don't want to say things that tomorrow you'll regret. Right. Na ukishasema wewezi, you can't take back your words. You've already hurt someone just because you're feeling bad, and it's not worth it. So communication, put some respect there, and yeah,
I think, and that's just about it. That's the foundation of our relationship. And I believe you guys can also sit down and think about it. And people are unique. Relationships are different. They're very, very unique. They're specific to the two individuals in it. And the best thing is to always have a foundation, because from there, you'll just be flying all the way. An aeroplane would never be in the sky without a runway, Alcia.
Yes, sir. And also, I think it's very important to set foundations so that as you progress, you know, like kwenye mulianzia, if you started this relationship on this note, don't expect at 1 year later this person will change, this thing will not. I don't know what example to give, but I just think it's important to know that in our relationship, we've decided, let's say to say, if you started with going out every single day together, kila siku mnaenda club, to say, and you're not communicating, you are a person to say of going out, and Mimi, I'm just doing it because
you're just tagging along.
I'm just tagging along, and then 1 year later, I'm just like, oh, by the way, I can't be going out with you. So wewe, you're okay with it? I didn't communicate.
Got after example. Hata ngombe hawezi sukuma kulima kaitaki. Itakata.
Exactly.
Yes, that's just about it.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me to your channel.
Ask them to subscribe. Can you imagine the statistics of my channel? 60% of the viewers have not subscribed. 60%.
No, hiyo ni kawaida, isikutoe moyo. Hiyo isikutoe moyo. Hata ni watu 1000 waenda kanisa, lakini labda 100 pekee ndio hutoa sadaka. Na inaeleweka. Na inakubalika.
Haikubaliki hapa. They have to subscribe.
So kindly guys, acha niseme kama wabongo, subscribe.
Subscribe bwana. Kama una watch na uja subscribe, si poa.
Yani hilo channel.
So thank you so much guys. And we are shooting this video on his birthday. So happy birthday, babe.
Thank you very much, baby.
How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel like I've just been interviewed in a big YouTube channel.
How old are you turning?
The big 3.
Yeah. And he's kept on saying the whole morning, you know, people in their 20s don't understand this because they just turned 30 today.
Yeah, but of course it's true.
Anyway.
They wouldn't.
Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you learned anything, comment, share, and subscribe. See you next Friday. Bye-bye.
Bye. Adios.